Learning about the halachas of Kashrus, specifically when is a hechsher required, and I showed you a list of things that the kula alma don't need a hechsher. These things don't need a hechsher, but then the Gemara says, as a din of the Gemara, this doesn't come from a later time, comes from a din of the Gemara. There is yimach machag. These are 6 products. It really doesn't make any difference what they are, as I explained. But murayas, chiltus, yayin, these are things that require an expertise in kashrus to know that they're good. I mean, or in the words of the Gemara, it requires a mumcha. What that means is that even if a person is a big yer shamayim, and even if they're your good friend, and even if they have all the best intentions in the world, they might not understand the halachas well enough to know whether something is a shiloh or not a shiloh, what's kosher. The reason I said that what these 6 things are doesn't make any difference, because the way the Rambam explains it is that it's not about these 6, it's not like a takonas chazal on these 6 things. It's a takonas chazal on anything that's complicated. So any food thing which is complicated, the food business today, for instance, who would have dreamt that it would be so complicated? You look at the back of a can of tomato sauce and you have no idea the translation or even how to pronounce most of the things on there. So it's very complicated. Somebody was telling me, my son, that they don't eat, that somebody doesn't drink from styrofoam cups. I'm not possibly getting halachas here, because styrofoam cups has, what is it, the magnesium stearate. It's coated, I think it is coated on the outside, which makes the cups not stick together when they're in a pile. So, when I heard this, I thought, okay, this is shtus, like paper cups. We've been using those for a long time, the styrofoam cups. Apparently it's made out, it can be made out of chazer. It's actually made out of chazer, and you're using it with hot water. So that also doesn't mean it's usher, because in fact it doesn't give any tab. And once it doesn't give any tab, so it could be there's no isser of noise tab. Could be the gedolah, but I'm just saying, who knew? So those are things that require a mumcha, and that's din of the Gemara, that you need a mumcha for things that are complicated and people don't know exactly what's in them and how the ingredients works, etc. Next category, and all those things need a hechsher. It could be anything. It could be 50 items. Doesn't have to be 6. The next category is a category which also medina de Gemara, as brought in Shulchan Aruch and Kuf Yotes, I think, that it needs. You can't buy anything or eat anything from a chashud. A chashud means that somebody might be a big biologist that might have even integrity, but he's not makbid on the thing that he's giving you. So I just want to make it easy, just going to read you a few lines from the Chachmas Adam, and that'll be it. The Chachmas Adam is Chachmas Adam is the Chai Adam on Yeridei. So the Chachmas Adam writes in Klal Ayin Aleph, Hachashud lechol dvarim ha'asur. Somebody doesn't keep kosher properly. Ein lismay chalav lechol imay. You're not allowed to eat at his table. V'kol shekain liknais mimenu. And certainly you can't buy a product from them. So that means if you have a store that has open food, and there's something that can be wrong with that food, or maybe there's nothing wrong with apples, but there could be something wrong with the food. But he himself, the owner of the store, no matter who the employees are, the owner of the store doesn't care about these things. He's chashud on it. Maybe he cares for business, but he doesn't really care. So he's called a chashud. Kol shekain, that you're not allowed to eat from him. You couldn't go to his house and eat, but kol shekain liknais mimenu. The idea is that even if he's if this makes sense, even if he's you're a shabayim, even if he's farlazlcher, even if he's somebody who you would rely on, he's a good friend, he's not going to hurt me, but he doesn't care about it himself, just doesn't care about it. So Chazal say this chiddush that he's a chashud, meaning if you don't care about it for yourself, you're not going to deep inside care about it for someone else, and then what you don't know doesn't hurt you, and therefore it's a gzeirus Chazal that you can't eat from a chashud. Even if the guy takes a shavua, he swears, Shizeh kosher. I'm telling you, this is kosher. So we've all been in this situation, right? You go to a relative or to a store, like, this is kosher, I got you a special kosher thing. Even if he swears to it, chashud einoi neman. A chashud is not neman, say Chazal. Why? Very interesting. It's a Gemara Shekfar Avar al Shvuasai Shayamushba Mehar Sinai. He was already took a shvu at Har Sinai to make a commitment to keep kosher, and he's not keeping that shvu. Why do we believe? Why should we think that he's going to keep this shvu? You can ask 100 kashas on it, but this is what the Chachmas Adam paskins. And then he says, even if I'll just say this briefly in my own words, that even if somebody, for some reason, you 100% trust them, and even if they are careful about this item, but they're not careful about other items, so says the Chachmas Adam, you still have to be choshed that he's not worried about the avera of lifnei iver. So lifnei iver means, lifnei iver means, but what it means in this case is that maybe he just doesn't see it so bad to give it to somebody else. I just want to give a second of context for this. The Gemara is talking about, the Gemara of Avodah Lavates is talking about specifically when the Chachamim went to Surah. And they're in Surah, so they're like the Chazal, the Chachamim had a certain Hagdara of Surah, maybe not Syria, Surah had a certain Hagdara of it, that they're makbid on Kashrus, the Jews. They're makbid on Kashrus, but for some reason they're not makbid on lifnei iver. It's a type of a Jew, like he cares about Kashrus, but he doesn't care about lifnei iver, he doesn't care what somebody else eats. So I don't know why that's a trait of Surah, but the Gemara is Magdir Surah that way. They do care about this, but they don't care about that. Also, at least the lifnei iver is an avera, and therefore it means that they're a chashud. So what you have here, there's a lot to learn. If you learn in Kuf Yotes and Yoreh, you'll see a whole siman about this. So we're not yet talking about the next case, which is basar. Basar has a special halacha that basar shenisalim min ha'ayin. But as they say, you walk into I don't want to make a tubal or something, but you walk into a kiddush or you walk into some kind of a simcha. Like we all assume, this is Ramat Beit Shemesh. We all assume everything is perfect, and you got to, Bezras Hashem it is, but you got to be careful because there are many places right around here which we shouldn't buy from, and there are many places that these people do buy from. So it comes out that it could be lacking in meaning not that the person who's serving you is a chashud, not the person who's making the kiddush, but the place he's buying from could be a chashud, and all that is usher according to the Rambam, possibly deraisa. The Raiva downgrades it to a derabbanon. In other words, you lose its chazaka, so you assume it's deraisa. So that's the second case of chashud.